When should I fill up my bags again? This is what we talked about, that Dogecoin went from 15 cents to 11 cents as we predicted, and also we talked about Bitcoin crash, and this is the result. And this is the latest analysis in the channel, which we have 13% of crash up until now. And also we talked about USDTD going from 5.8% to 6.42% level by level, and here's the result. Now let's see how the market's gonna look like in 2026, where we should buy and fill up our bags, and how it's gonna look like for the next few weeks. In October, when the price was about this range at about 107 to 108, above this support line here, we talked about the Bitcoin setup that goes from 7 to up all the way down to the 88K, and then from 88 going up towards 137. Just about a few months ago in November, price going below the number that we expected. So this is the number, this is the zone that we expected at about 88, 89K. And we went all the way down to 80K, which I did not honestly expect this um, bearish momentum. But then here we are, and let's see what's going to happen next. The previous setup that we had, that the price goes from 88K all the way up to 137K, is still can be valid, but let's break it down and see why this can be a good setup and what is the bearish scenario. When we look at this trend line, we can see that on the weekly side, this trend line has made a really strong support levels, and we had great bounces from this tops and also the bottom trend line. On the top side, the bottom trend line, and then from here also the same on top of it. And now we need more liquidity before we move up to the top. This is a common setup for Bitcoin, and we have seen this many times, that it accumulates under support levels before moving up to all the way up to another new high. As you can see here on the daily time frame, we have reached many support levels here before going up there. So what's going to happen next? What I believe is that if we break above 94K, then there's a good chance that that Bitcoin will see a new all-time high. So if I go back to right now, this was the daily time frame. If I go back to weekly time frame, 94K plays a crucial role for us before hitting a new all-time high. The way it works is that we're gonna have higher highs, one up to 197K. This is something that we've talked about before, and then pull back to 94. We will have higher highs and higher lows all the way up to the 137, 138K up to here. So this would be a probable setup only if we sit above 94K. But there's also another scenario now, since that we've broken below this line, 88K. So I was really, to be honest, I was really optimistic about going all the way up to the 138, 139K. But then we broke this line, this 88K line. You can also check it in my channel, that once we've broken this, we have introduced a whole new setup. So here we are with the bearish scenario. And the bearish scenario, what we expect is that we reach 70K, 76K. And this would be a good neckline for us to before making head and shoulder and then moving all the way down to the lower levels. So how do we make this head and shoulder? In the previous setup, we had the accumulation below the support level, which is really common, and I'm still optimistic about it, but we should wait and see if we go above 94K. If we don't, this is this second scenario that we're gonna go with. In this case, we have two major highs. As you can see, these two major highs are the ones that we've targeted as our neckline. And this neckline, you can see that we have also seen a lot of supports from these levels. So this is something that we can expect from it if we don't go above 94K, which is a great liquidity zone here for us. As you can see, this week it's still ranging. So it all comes back to the January, mostly the next week. It's really important for us to see that if we go down to 75K, 77, 75, 76K, and then before going up if even if we go 74 75k, and then even if we close above 95k, the first scenario is all invalid and we have to go with the second scenario. Even if it goes up all the way to the 108, it's still bearish. So this is really important that we don't meet 76k. And I believe that if we first see 76k before going above 94k, then this would be a very beautiful head and shoulder pattern. And then we can see lower ranges up at 60k for us. But other than that, if we go with the first scenario, we have to first close above 94k and then we can continue. So this is really important week for us. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. We have these two scenarios. Just wait and see. What I would suggest is to only trade within the range that we currently have. So the range we have is between these two levels. It's between the 90k and 86k. Only try to trade between these ranges and then wait for a break above or break below. So on the daily time frame or in lower time frame, how it's going to play out. If we want to go above this, this is going to be the our bullish scenario going up all the way. But if we fail to close above 94k, then it's going to shadow blow here, and then we will have some lower lows and lower highs and all the way down to 75 76-ish before making the right shoulder. So this is really important to see what's going to happen this week. This is the two scenarios that I'm going to wait and see which one's going to play out. Now let's see where to buy and where to sell. As you can see right now, we're in a range zone and I don't really expect a lot of movements, and I'm not going to gamble my money on this part. The only way that I'm going to buy is either if it closes above 94k. So if we first go up here, this would be the first time. So if we close above 94k, let's say we'll go to this is actually a good liquidity zone at about 96k. And then when we have a pullback to the 94k, or if we make a higher high and higher low here, like the pattern that I created in daily, then this is something that I'm going to my purchases at about 90 to 93k once we close above 94k. But let's say if we don't hit the bullish scenario, and what would happen if we hit the bearish scenario? On the bearish scenario, I would wait for 76k to 75k, and from here, this would give me a great purchasing point. I will fill up my bags and I'll wait for 95, 96k to empty and exit all my bags at here. So all I will do is to buy at the support levels, whether it's 70k, 76k, or if it's above 94k, and then I will exit at the next level. I'd suggest not to make any spot trading at this point. This is not really a good point. This is basically just gambling with your money because you don't know this range if it's going to be head and shoulder, as you can see here, or if it's going to be another three drive pattern and an accumulation below the support level, as you've seen, if it wants to play this scenario for us. So just wait and see if we're going to close above 94k or if we're going to go all the way down to the 75 76k, and here we can also fill up our bags. I hope you enjoy this analysis and I'll teach you more.